Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. This is going to be a response to Isaac the Noob's. Had to grab two blades to bug out, and you had to do it quick and get the hell out. What would you pick? I know uh, there's been a few others that done it. Quarter Boys Cutlery did it. Diving 2 did it. Captain Electro. But anyways, when I first heard this, my first thoughts was for my fixed blade. I'd grab my River Legion. This is like my favorite user Bark River. I love this damn knife right here. It is just so awesome at pretty much everything. Uh, this was made by Bark River, but designed by Phobos, Eric Hansen of Phobos, which Phobos stands for operators, by operators, military veterans, special service, all that. This thing, man, it's just awesome. I absolutely love this knife. Even though it's only 6¼ inch long blade, this thing chops like a demon. Chops better than any of the 7 or 8 inches blades I have, believe it or not. Got that wicked pommel on the back. You can crush open nuts or pine cones if you wanted to get to the seeds or whatever. This will clean an animal. Self-defense if you needed. It just does everything. I absolutely love this knife. But I decided that, well, I don't know, you can see it's got a pretty fine tip. Also, it's made of CPM 154, which is a pretty good stainless steel. There's nothing really wrong with it, but it's not the toughest steel. It's got such a thin edge. I figure if it's a shit hit the fan situation, I might have to be beaten into wood and stuff. It's I think it's just not maybe not sturdy enough, but it would make a great choice. I mean, it could definitely do far worse, that's for sure. But I decided, well, maybe not that one. Maybe I'd go with my Becker BK7. Uh, Couldn't go wrong with that one either. That would actually serve you pretty well if that's the one you chose. But I wasn't sure. I thought maybe my Hogue EXF01, another awesome knife. I would want probably a 7 inch or larger blade for my fixed blade in that kind of scenario. Certainly could do worse than that one too. Then I could go with my Acheron, which is Italian made, made by Fox Knives actually. This one is N690 steel, 7-inch blade. I like that forward choil. This thing's very nimble, very good cutting, poking. It's got a nice stabby tip, all that. G10 handle. The only problem is that jimping, man. Wow, that jimping is aggressive. With gloves, it's great, and I probably would be taking gloves with me if I was in that kind of a scenario. So it would work, but it's not my only option. I figured, another good one to do. Fox MB. This thing's 7.3 inches long. Jute micarta handles, super comfortable. Nylock steel, which is a plus because it's a stainless steel. Man, this knife is another great piece of cutlery. I'll tell you what, I absolutely love this knife too. And I thought, well, that'd serve you well. But wait a minute, what about the cold steel drop forged survivalist? This is just one solid slab of 52-100 steel, which is a very tough steel. 8-inch blade. Actually, it's well balanced, very nimble in the hand. That'd definitely serve you good if you were to take that out there. Anybody who chose that, I couldn't argue with them. I'm gonna go with Bark River Teddy 2, 8-inch blade, like the Drop Forge Survivalist. A2 tool steel. Man, another great knife. Be a good choice too. Heavy chopper, we could go with the Bark River JX5. This thing is that's another awesome knife, and I'll tell you what, it'd serve you well. It surely would. But the one I finally decided that, what, hell's freezing over, everything's gone to shit. I'm going with the Tops Storm Vector. Sayax style blade. Sax, however you say it. 1/4 inch thick slab of steel. If you watched Dutch Bushcrafter Boys did a review on this a few weeks ago. Man, this thing's a beast. This thing is a beast. But as big as it is, it's still surprisingly easy to, feather sticks, make notches, whatever. But you can split wood with this, chop down small trees, make a shelter, whatever. This is the one that I ultimately would choose. For my folder, could go with a Cold Steel Ultimate Hunter. Great choice. I had this one modified to do a little finger choil up there, so it's very comfortable. That'd be a very good choice right there. I kind of like that one, and I was tempted to go with it. Also got the Bush Ranger, another good option. Couldn't argue with anybody who picked that one. 8010's a true beast right here. That thing, I can baton with it or whatever I need. But you know, it's kind of a thick chunk of steel. It's a great knife, and if I had to depend on a folder and no fixed blade, this would probably be the one I'd go with. But since I got that big heavy beastie fixed blade, I would go with the Cold Steel Recon 1. Thinner blade stock, it's a much better slicer. I can do food prep, I could clean animals with game with this, food prep, etc. And it's a good carver for any small details that the other one wouldn't be big. So right there, that's my choices that I'd pick in that bug out scenario. Top Storm Vector, Cold Steel Recon 1. Cold Steel Recon 1's a big knife, but look at that next to that. I mean, it ain't even as big as the blade. This thing is a beast. A true beast. Can't even fit it in the camera unless I hold it way back. But anyways, that's my those are my picks for shit hit the fan, bug out. You got 30 seconds to grab something and go. What would you pick?